Hey, did you get it? Shalom, 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 family. Give it a couple of seconds. Let everybody get in. Shalom. I hope everybody's doing good. Shalom, shalom. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Give it a couple of seconds. I'm waiting for a brother of mine. Hope everybody's having a good, beautiful day. Shalom, family. Shalom. Brother asked, did I check out the reincarnation links? I'm familiar with reincarnation, so I'm familiar with that. So I know about reincarnation. So just giving it a little second. Khan, hey, likewise, I hope you're doing well too, man. Please look, got some information that I want to share. And definitely hope you're doing good in these times we in too. What we about to bring out, I want everybody to have an open mind and leave what you believe in your doctrine to the side, man, and just listen to what the Spirit is gonna bring out. You know, try your best to have an open mind and listen, you know, and try to just focus on the scriptures, because what I'm about to bring out is very serious, and the Lord, you know, enabled me to see this through the scriptures. So I really want everybody to pay attention and have a very open mind when it comes to this, and everything is going to be scripturally based. All right, everything's going to be very scripturally based. So everybody just have a open mind. All right, please, you know, definitely have an open mind. Give it a second. I'm waiting for my brother to hop on. So see what my brother is and give him a second. For all those that's just hopping on, shalom to everybody. Good to see everybody. I hope everybody's ready for the information that's about to come forth, man. Like I said, have an open mind. You understand? And just listen to the words of the Most High. I'm not going to be doing no back and forth with trolls. Oh, here go my boy right here. Let me add him to the line. You got to unmute your mic, Dad. Unmute your mic. There you go.
Shalom, family, shalom.
Shalom, there he is. There he is. Oh, we lost him. I don't know what happened. Hopefully he'll get back on real soon. Hope he can get on real soon. I don't know what. Oh, here he is right here.
Come on.
Good?
Yeah, come on.
All right, for sure. All right. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. So before I start, man, hey Dad, if you can, do you have the volume up? Are you watching it on your computer or phone? It's like an echo.
Oh no. I only got it on my computer.
Okay. All right, yeah. I don't know why it's an echo. Is your phone on or?
I don't know. It's still an echo right now.
Yeah. Normally the echo happens when you on the live and then you watching it too, like on YouTube.
Yeah, I was, but I took it off. You still hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Get that brother one more chance to come on. Get that brother one more chance to come on. I don't know why was it echo. All right, let's see.
What's down now?
All right, hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
We good?
It's all right. It's better.
Come on.
Better. I don't know what that was. You know what? It's still there a little bit, but we'll roll
Yeah,
with it.
I hear it now.
Okay. It's all good. That's good. That's good. All right, for sure. All right. I don't know why. You can't hear that echo? I don't know why it's like that on my end. Let me see. And you can't hear me echo when I talk to you, right?
No, I was hearing it at first for a little bit, but I'm here right now.
Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Make sure.
Shalom to the family online, man.
All right, hello, can you hear me? Dad, can you hear me? Can you hear me? You kind of can you hear me? What's up with this, man? We're gonna get it right though. All right, can you hear me?
Come on.
All right. I don't know why that little echo is there, but yes, we're gonna deal with it, man. We're gonna deal with it. It's weird. It's all good. All right, without further ado, man, we don't want to keep everybody waiting, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. So yeah, the Lord, okay, everybody else, as long as everybody can hear me, that's fine. Can everybody hear me? Somebody said the echo is gone.
Yeah, somebody said I'm going in and out.
Now you good now. I think that was earlier. Is the echo okay? NJ said the echo was gone. Does anybody else hear echo? And you said that you don't have it on your phone or anything. It's just your computer.
Yeah, I just got on the computer.
And you have, are you on the YouTube channel on the computer?
Nah. I got the
You
screen.
just on, are you, huh?
Nah, I got two tabs open, but other than that, nah.
Close. Why do you, which tabs do you have open?
That's the email.
Okay, you got the email tab, you got the email tab open and you have, okay.
Just get it.
And then you just have the tab with the, with the StreamYard tab. Okay. Everybody, somebody said it's a tab echo. I don't know what it is.
It's probably me. It's probably different people.
Yeah.
Let me try doing it. Logging on my phone, hopping on my phone.
Yeah. Try to use your phone. Try to use your phone. All right, we're gonna see if the brother phone work. Yeah, we're gonna see if the brother phone work. Hopefully, if he can hop on his phone, it won't be an echo. 1 second, family. You know, Satan is a lie, man. He don't want this information to get out, but it's gonna still get out regardless. So This information gonna get out. And nobody hears. Does anybody hear echo when it's just me? Does it? It does. Let me know in the chat. Can you guys hear echo right now? Now that is gone, can you guys hear echo? Okay, somebody said it's gone. Sister said it's gone. Okay, yeah. So it was something with my brother Thad. So hopefully when he get back on, it won't be an echo, man. Because that echo was kind of distracting. Hey, Arya, yeah, Khan, Arya, can you moderate? You beat me to it. Because I don't want no scoffers today, man. Today, I really want to get this information out. All right. Yeah, I want you to moderate for me, Arya. All right. So any scoffer that's on here trying to scoff and all of that, we're not dealing with scoffers today. Today is going to be strictly edification, man. Edification, and it's serious, man. It's very serious. I was up to like 4 a.m. in my scripts. Up to like 4 a.m. in my script. So this is very serious. So I'm not dealing with scoffers. All right. If you genuine, cool. All right. Let's see if it's good now. That.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
There we go. No echo.
Oh, praises, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was your computer or something. I don't know.
It was some weird stuff was popping up, some links and stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, we good now. We good to go. We good to go. Hey, Arya, for now, because I'm about to go ahead and start class. Just moderate from your profile that you got in right now. Just moderate from your Arya Yasharala. All right. Just moderate from that. All right. Just type in the scriptures we bring out, and if you see any type of scoffer, get them out of there. Well, let me know, and then I could get it. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna send you the information right now. You can log into the BLW. Hold on. I might as well do it right now because this is an important lesson. So if I gotta take the time, whoever's on is gonna be on, and they're gonna get the edification. So whoever is on, the Lord wanted you to get the edification because it's serious. It's very serious. It's a matter of life and death. That serious, like for real. And like I said, I was up all night, in the scripts, reading in the word of the Most High, man. And so it's very serious. So let me get this real quick. Let me see. All right, because I want to make sure we good. You said what? Hold on one second. All right, I'm about to send it to you right now, Arya. It is right here. All right, go ahead and send this to you real quick. Let me know when you got it. I'm about to send it to you right now. All right, I just sent it to you, Arya. All right. I just texted to you, Ak. So go ahead and let me know when you got it. I just texted to you. All you got to do is click on what I just sent you. All right. So then you can moderate. All right. So without further ado, man, let's get into the lesson, man. So the Lord put this on my heart because a lot of people been talking about the mark of the beast. All right. A lot of people been talking about the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? You understand? What is the mark of the beast? Some say the mark of the beast is the chip, right? The chip, right? Some say the mark of the beast is now brothers are saying the mark of the beast is the vaccine, right? Some brothers say the mark of the beast is wickedness, right? So there's many different understandings of what the mark of the beast is. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring, my understanding out, man. I believe it's still a little echo. I don't know what that is, Doc. It just came back.
Yeah, I was hearing it too.
I don't know. Whatever, I don't know. If you did something different, I don't know. turn it down if you can. I don't know. But or maybe it's the area you in. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because I'm in the kitchen low key and the stove on.
Maybe it's the area you in. I don't know. But you know, I wanted to get into this because, like I said, there's a lot of different understandings of what the mark of the beast is. Now, the sister asked, she said, "Is it spiritual?" Now, I believe it's spiritual. I believe it's spiritual. All right, and I'm going to go into the scriptures and give my understanding of why I believe it's spiritual. You understand? I don't believe that it's a chip. The reason why I don't believe it's a chip is because when you really get down into a chip, to me, that's too obvious. I'm gonna be honest. To me, a chip is too obvious. You understand? That's like everybody is denying a chip. All right, everybody is denying the chip. Wicked individuals is denying the chip. You got Christian pastors, they talking about the chip. You got Edomites, they talking about don't get the chip. It's like the chip is too obvious for me. All right, and it's like so many different people are looking for this chip outside of the righteous, you know. And the scriptures say that all of the wicked, you know, will take part in this. So I don't believe it's a chip. I don't believe it's a vaccine. All right. I think those two things are too obvious. All right. I think it's just too obvious. All right. You know, and so that's my opinion. And we're gonna go through the scriptures and see why. And I feel like the chip and the vaccine, I feel like the chip and the vaccine is like a smoke screen. I'm gonna just keep it all the way truthful. I feel like it's a smoke screen. It's too Satan never moves too obvious. A blind man can see that, you know, the chip is, I mean, it's just too obvious for me. You know, let's get Proverbs 25 into it. And like I said, we're gonna let the precept speak. And this is not to change your beliefs, but this is to challenge your understanding and to bring some awareness to another alternative. And when a brother sees something that he got to warn the people about, you know, I want you guys to have an open mind. All right, I want you guys to have an open mind. So let's get Proverbs 25 and 2.
This book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 2. It is the glory of God to counsel a thing, but the honor of king.
It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, right? So it says it is the glory. Read that one more time.
It is the glory. It is the Proverbs 25 and 2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
Right. So it says it is the glory of God. Somebody said it's buffering. I hope it's not buffering. If anybody else sees buffering, let me know. All right. So the scripture says it is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but is the honor of kings to search out the matter. So what I did was unbiasedly, because just like everybody else, I used to think the mark of the beast was the chip. All right. I used to think that the mark of the beast was the chip. I used to think that it was going to be a chip that was going to be inserted in your right hand and in your forehead. I used to think that, but until I started searching the scriptures, unbiasedly. And I know the thing that brothers get caught up in, they get caught up in that no buying nor selling. And they get caught up in that. Well, the no buying, no selling. Well, how do you no buy, no sell? All right. It's no buying, it's no buying. See, how you going to explain no buying, no selling? We're going to explain all of that. We're going to get into all of that, right? But I'm going to show you that it's a bigger thing going on than what we might realize. Esau is more crafty than we give him credit for. All right. Esau's very crafty. So we have to be wise, and we have to search out a matter. So let's read Proverbs 25 and 2 again.
Proverbs 25 and 2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing. But the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
See, it is the glory of God to conceal a thing, mean to hide a thing, but the glory of kings. So we have to search out the matter. So this is what we're going to do today. Unbiasedly. I want everybody to be unbiased, man. I don't care if your favorite can't believe the chip. Your favorite teacher believe the chip. I don't care if your favorite teacher believe it's spiritual. Let's take all of the evidence and really put it in, and let's see, and let's search out the matter together. And maybe maybe we could, come to an agreement on something, or maybe you can open your mind and say, you know what, I never thought about it like that. I never thought about it like that. So let's go to Matthew 13 and 10. But one thing that we do know for sure is that the Most High is going to conceal a matter, and it's the honor of kings to search it out. And we also understand this. Let's read Matthew 13 and 10.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why thou speakest thou unto them in parables?
Mhm.
And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given.
So it is for us. See, the Lord speaks in parables, man. So it's not going to be easy to search these scriptures. You have to really search. You have to really search the scriptures. You cannot just believe what we say. All right. You have to search the scriptures. All right. Got to, because it's up to the Lord to reveal the truth to you, and he gonna make you work for it. So when we search the scriptures, we're gonna actually see, man. I got tons of precepts. I got a lot of stuff today, man, and I hope everybody can take it with an open heart, because this is a warning, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot of people that got the mark of the beast and they don't even know they got it, because we so busy, right? We looking for a chip. We looking for a chip. They got you looking for a chip, and you don't even know that you already spiritual. You gone already. You don't even know. You looking for a chip. You looking for a physical implementation of something. And let me say this. By no means are we saying go get a chip or any of that. Because the way I look at it is, if we telling you period, we ain't gonna get that period. So even if it so-called was the chip, we're not gonna take that anyway. But what I'm telling you is, don't forget, even if you want to believe that it is still a chip, that's fine. That's fine. But do not forget the spiritual aspect of what the Lord is saying. Even if you still want to believe that it's a chip or whatever, a vaccine, but don't ever forget, because the Lord God is a spirit. The Lord is a spirit. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Let me get that real quick, man. I gotta get this, man. Let's get John 4 and 24.
This is the book of John, chapter 4 and verse.
Don't forget this, family. See, when you looking for something that's spiritual, when you're looking for something that's physical, I mean, that's fine if that's what you choose to believe. But don't forget, whatever you do, don't forget the spiritual things, because the Lord said what? John 4 and 24. Read that.
God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
And what?
In spirit and in truth.
Gotta worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. So what is the devil's whole objective? His objective is to get you spiritually off. That's his whole objective. So even if you want to believe that it's a physical implementation of a chip, I'm not even going to tell you don't do that. But whatever you do, do not forget the spiritual aspect of what we about to bring out today. Do not do that. All right? Do not do that. All right? The Lord, he speaks in parables, and we have to go out and search out a matter. So now let's go from there. Let's dive right into it. Let's go to Revelation 13 and 2. And this is important, because if you make this mistake, you can look for a chip all you want. But if your spirit is not in truth, then it doesn't matter. Scripture says you have to worship him in spirit and in truth. Somebody said we don't need the chip. The chip is the phone. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's in the phones. It's this. Hold on, let me see. Watch this. This little thing right here. Probably can't see it, but that little thing in your credit card. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. All right. Now, let's watch this. Give me Revelation 13. I'm not dealing with scoffers today. Not not you. Hey, Lob, this came just in time. You think you can moderate for me? Oh, okay, never mind. We're not dealing with no scoffers today. If I see any scoffer, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm just gonna kick you off. We're not dealing with no scoffers, man. No scoffers. So if I catch it, you out of here. If you think I'm a false prophet because I'm warning you to get your spirit right, then you out of here. All right. So we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty. Now let's watch this. Let's read let's go there. Let's read Revelations 13 and 2.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
Now, when you see these are parables. All right, these are parables. So now you have these beasts, right? And then you're gonna have this dragon. Now, everybody already knows that the image and the beast is America. And everybody already knows that the dragon with the 7 heads and the 10 horns is the kingdoms of Esau. We're going to break it down so we could get 100% truth of the scriptures, right? We're not going to speak out of our own heart. We're going to keep it within the Bible. So let's keep reading.
Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and his head deeply wounded was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Read.
And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth and blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, and in his tabernacles, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And the power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
So we know that this is talking about America. All right. And we're going to get the precepts to verify that. But we understand that this beast is America. All right. America. This is America. And he's causing every nation to bow down to him. He's warring with the saints. Right. Watch this. Keep reading.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
So now you might have some Christians that think, like when I was in the Christian church, I literally thought these beasts was physical. I thought these was really real beast, like coming out of the water. No, it's not. We're gonna get what it is. Now let's go to Daniel 7 and 17. Let's see what a beast. Whenever you read about the beast, right, that come off the seas, this is what it's referencing. All right, so let's read Daniel 7 and 17.
This book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 17. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth.
See that? These beasts are kings, right? Kings are rulers of kingdoms. So these beasts, right? Then whenever you see beast, right? When you read Daniel 7, Daniel 8, Daniel 9, it's all going into the same thing as far as what Revelations was going into the beast. Now these beasts are nations. All right, let's get Revelation 17 and 12 real quick. Hold tight, family, because I'm telling you, it's gonna get good. I'm telling you.
This is book of Revelation.
Chapter
17 and verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
You see that? So whenever you see like the beast with the heads, with the 10 crowns, those are kingdoms. Those are kingdoms. The red dragon and the 7 heads with the 10 horns are the kingdoms of Esau. All right. So that dragon is the kingdom of Esau. The 7 heads represent the great 7 world powers of the Edomites, of the so-called Caucasian man, which is Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, and Great Britain. The 10 horns represent the EEC, the European Economic Communities, okay, which is Belgium. You understand what I'm saying? Switzerland, you understand, right? So this is talking about kingdoms, and specifically the 7 heads and the 10 horns is talking about the last kingdoms that will rule the world. Remember, the scripture says that Esau is the end of the world. Okay, let's get that in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, so that you can understand, so we can understand exactly who this beast is. Okay, go ahead. Let me read this real quick. You got to get your apocrypha. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have to get the apocrypha.
Yep, like that.
You said 2nd Ezra 6?
6 and 9. Yep. Because I want them to understand before we get into the meat of the lesson. I want them to understand who the beast is spoken of in the book of Revelations. Okay, scripturally. All right.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Esau's the end of the world. So everybody will agree that we in the end times, right? Everybody will agree that we in the end times. But this scripture can be used to show you who the so-called Caucasian man is, because who's ruling the world right now? So-called Caucasian man. He's ruling the entire, and you're going to see that today in this lesson. He's ruling the entire world. The serpent cannot be defeated right now because wickedness is still here. If the serpent was defeated, that means Christ's kingdom comes. But Christ's kingdom is not here yet. So that means that this nation, right, that's arise right now has to be the beast, because everybody knows that we're in the last days. These are the last times. Christ has already came, fulfilled, and died for us. Now we're in the times of tribulation, the spiritual Babylon and spiritual Egypt. All right. So Esau's the end of the world. Read.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
And Jacob, meaning the kingdom of Israel, will come next. So right now, we're in the last days right now. Like I said, the 7 heads, which is the 7 world powers of the so-called Caucasian empire, which is Greece. Look this up: Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Great Britain, Germany, and Russia. And then look up the European economic communities, which make up the 10 horns. Okay. So you gotta see this, that Esau these are the kingdoms of Esau. This is why the dragon is called a red dragon. It's only 2 entities in the scriptures that was called red in terms of the actual word red. We're not talking about the word ruddy. We're not, because you got to get into the language of why different words are said in different scriptures, because it gives different meanings to the word. But I'm talking about the actual description of red, which is the dragon and Esau. Those are the 2 things in the Bible that you see as described as being red. Why? Because the Most High is telling you you got to search out the matter. He concealed it. The prophecy is that the kingdoms of Esau will be the end. This will be the last nation to come upon the face of the earth, and the most wicked, diabolical nation as well. All right. Give me Hebrews 12 and 16 real quick. So gotta establish this.
Hebrews 12 and
16.
This book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Who's more profane than Esau? Who's more profane than Esau? Who? There's nobody that's more profane than Esau. The Bible says that Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the one to come to follow, meaning who's controlling the world right now? If everybody would agree, we're in the last days. We're in the last days, right? Everybody would agree. We're in the last days. We're in the last days. Well, who's controlling the world right now? America, which is that extension of Rome. All right. Don't teach. All right. Nobody come in here teaching, or you will get put on timeout. All right. You will get put on timeout. All right. So what are we seeing? Weirdos. Yeah, weirdos. If you on that, because this is a very important class. I'm not going back and forth.
All praises.
Right. So you see that, right? So we got Daniel 7 and 17, the beasts are kingdoms, right? This great beast we dealing with is the great last nation, which is America. And you're going to see that it's America, right? So let's go from there. Let's go to Revelation 17 and 3. All right, actually, let's go Revelations 13 and 16. Let's go there first.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16.
Uh-huh.
And he calls us all, both small and great.
Now this is where we get into it. He says he calls all, both small and great. Read.
Rich and poor.
Rich and poor. Read.
Free and bond.
Free and bond. Read.
To receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Now, people, I don't know why people, and when they read that, they read over that or. They read over that or. You know what I'm saying? Or their foreheads. I'm going to show y'all what I mean. Read verse 17. Watch this.
Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Now, we got to stop right there because people don't stop at those ors. See, y'all thought that it was just going to be a mark that was going to be put upon you. But in verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell. We're going to deal with that buy or sell. No man may buy or sell save he that had the mark. So that means the mark. Or what does or mean? What does or mean? That means also. That means that there's something else that you can receive other than the mark. But it's like and similar to the mark. But it's not the actual mark because it says had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So now it's giving you a differentiation between the mark or the name or the number. Now, when you break it down, all of this is synonymous with one thing. And we're going to get it because I'm going to get it in the scriptures. It's all synonymous with wickedness. But when people read that, they forget to read the or. Or means it's something that you have a choice. Like you can have this or that. This or that. You understand? I don't know why brothers, when they read that, they just think of a mark. All right. It says or. All right. So it says you can have the mark or the name of the beast. So what's the name of the beast? Or the number of his name. Or what's the number of his name? I know a lot of people know the 666, but what is it? We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of it. So we're saying you can have either of these things. It doesn't just mean a mark. So that means that if you're going with the chip logic, okay, let's say I agree with you. Let's say I agree with you on the chip logic. Yeah, the chip is the mark. Let's say I agree with you on that. Well, it says or the name of the beast. So what is the name of the beast? Yes, Khan. That's what yes, absolutely. Somebody said, so it's two things. Actually, it's three things. It's not two. It's three things. Let's read it one more time. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, that's one, or the name of the beast, that's two, or the number of his name. You understand? So that's three descriptions. That's three descriptions of what you can have. So now let's say I agree with you on the mark. Well, then we got to understand because it says or the name. So what is the name? And what is the number of his name? You understand? So now we getting somewhere. But let's keep reading. Was that it? Let's go from there and let's read. Now let's go to 17:3. Revelation 17:3.
This is book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 3.
Now let's get what the name is.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And
now he carried him away in the what? In the spirit. But what he say? In the what?
So
in the spirit into the wilderness. Exactly. Right, read.
Into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet clothed beast, full of names of blasphemy.
So now, so stop right there. So it says full of names of blasphemy. Remember, it said that you can have a mark or the name of the beast. Now we're going here and it says it was a beast full of the names of blasphemy. What are these 7 names? Well, what are these names? And when you keep reading, finish that off.
Having 7 heads having 7 heads and 10 horns.
So this is the name of the beast. Watch this. It says name of blasphemies. So that means the name of the beast is attributed to blasphemies. Uh-oh, wait, we're getting somewhere. Hold on. What does blasphemy mean? Blasphemy means to directly disrespect the Most High, and we're going to get how you can do that. Because remember, we just read, it said you can have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So now those things are all synonymous with blasphemies. I'm going to show you how. Watch this. Let's go from there and let's, was that it?
Come.
Read to 5. I'm sorry, read to 5.
Come. Verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in the purple and the scarlet colored, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of
Now,
her fornication.
Now watch this. It says full of abominations and filthiness. Now we just read who's more profane and a fornicator than Esau.
Come.
But this beast said they had a name, right? Full of blasphemies. Right? Fornications, right? Read verse 5.
Verse 5. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
So this beast's name, what is the name? Now we just read. You can either have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the 666, which is the number of her name. So the 666 is actually the name of the beast. It's just the name. When you study Hebrew, you understand that numbers have meaning. So the name of the beast is in the number of the name is 666. So the 666 and the name are the same. And what was the name? The name was Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So now, what is the beast allowing you to take? Is it necessarily a chip? Or is it the abominations of the earth? Because remember, it said that you have to take what? The name of the name of the beast. Even if I want to say the mark is a chip, even if you deny the chip, because it said either or. So even if you deny the chip, you still can take the name of the beast. And what's the name of the beast? Blasphemies and abominations. This is why I'm telling y'all, don't just rule out and say, it's just a chip, it's just a chip, it's just a chip, it's a chip. And then you only focus on the chip and you say, as long as I don't take the chip, I'm fine. No, your spirit got to be right. Because you can take the chip and accept the abominations of America and still have the mark. You can take away the chip. You can say, I'm not taking no chip, I'm not taking no black vaccine, but you can still take part in the abominations of America. And guess what? The abominations and the fornications is the name of the beast. Now, this is very important to understand because a lot of people are just looking for a physical thing and they're forgetting the spiritual aspect of you living outside of the abominations. Somebody, I'm not gonna deal with scoffers. Read verse 5 again.
Verse 5.
What was the name of the beast? Read.
And upon her forehead was a name written.
What was the name written on this beast, which we just read in Revelation 17:3? The name of blasphemy. And what was the name that was written on this beast? Read.
Mystery Babylon. The
Mystery what?
Mystery Babylon, the great. The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
That's the name of the beast that was written on its forehead. The actual truth, you out of here.
Get him out of there, man.
You're not dealing with no scoffer. That's a scoffer. When you bring out the precept that literally tells you what the name of the beast was, and then you want to say the name is not, that's not it. You out of here. You out of here. You out. We ain't dealing with scoffers today. Because I really want the people that really want to learn this to understand this, because this is important. Because you got a lot of people that's looking for a physical chip, and they going straight to hell with the people that's going to take the chip. Because you still taking part in the abominations of America. Wake up. This is why I say it's too. This is why I had a problem with that. The mark of the beast is too in your face. Everybody is you got homosexuals that ain't gonna take that mark. I got people that don't even give a damn about the Bible. Like, I ain't putting nothing in my hand. You understand? So you got a lot of people that sitting here talking about a mark, and your spirit is abominable. You understand? So the name of this beast. So now you can either have the mark, which I'm going to show you how that mark does not have to be literal. I'm going to show you with the precepts of the Most High God that mark does not have to be literal. We're going to show you with the Bible. And if you have a problem with what I'm saying, you have a problem with what the Bible is saying. All right. So now the name of this beast is the abominations. Let's go from there. Let's get Revelations. Okay, we read 13 and 18, right? We read 17 and 5, right? So we showed that you can. Let's go back real quick, and let's read Revelations 13 and 16 again one more time.
This book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Read.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
So it says either or. So what's the name of the beast? Babylon the Great Harlot. We just read it in Revelation 17 and 5. If you want to know the name of this beast, go read Revelation 17 and 5. You can start at verse 3 for context, so you know it's talking about this same beast. And the name of that beast is Babylon, the mystery of all harlots and fornication. All right. So with that being said, let's go from there. Let me show y'all something. All right. Because we know that Satan is the opposite of the Most High, right? Satan is the opposite of the Most High. Does everybody know that the Most High has a mark? In the comments, does everybody know the Most High has a mark? I'm getting you out of here too. Out of here. I'm asking again, though. Does everybody know that the Most High has a mark? The Most High has a mark. So let's see what that mark of the Most High is. Let's go to Ezekiel 9. But before we go there, let's hold that. Let's go to Revelations 18 and 4. Does the Most High have a mark? Now, yeah, let's go to Revelation 18 and 4. The reason why I'm going here is because a lot of people, when they read the book of Revelations, all right. Okay, somebody said, I don't know that. Somebody said yes. Somebody said Khan, a mark or the mark of the beast. No, the Most High has a mark. The Most High has a righteous mark. Khan, somebody put Ezekiel 9. Absolutely. Ezekiel 9 verse 4. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we all know that the Most High's mark is what? The Most High's mark is spiritual. The Most High's mark is spiritual. So if the Most High's mark is spiritual, somebody said, no, we're going to show you that the Most High does have a mark. The seal of God. Okay, somebody said the seal of God in your foreheads, 144,000, but that's specifically for the 144,000. The Most High actually have a mark that he puts on all of the righteous. Okay, the seal of God, which is the 144,000. Yes, that is a seal of the Most High, but there is a separate mark to mark all of the righteous. Okay, the Most High has a mark. The Most High has a mark. Now, why is it so far-fetched to understand that the Most High's mark is spiritual, but then the mark of the beast can't be spiritual? Why is it hard to understand? Why do we have to make the mark of the beast physical? Where did it say that at? It just said a mark. The Most High has a mark as well. But we're gonna show. But the first thing I want to do is, a lot of people make the mistake when they read the book of Revelations. I don't think, and when you read the book of Revelations, you got to understand that what was written in the book of Revelations was already written aforetime. All right. It was already written aforetime. I'm going to show you that because you guys got to understand that the old so-called Old Testament connects with the book of Revelations. It goes hand in hand with the book of Revelations. All right. I'm going to show you. That means that you can get understanding from the so-called Old Testament. You can get understanding of the book of Revelations. So we have to go here a little, there a little upon the precept so we can understand Revelations. And we're going to do that today to understand the mark of the beast. Right? So let's read this first. I'm going to show y'all that. Let's read Revelations 18:4.
This is book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues.
Read.
For her sins have reached upon heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities.
Right. So that's in the book of Revelations, right? But now let's go to Jeremiah 51:6. Watch this.
Jeremiah.
Now what I'm showing you is you can get understanding of the book of Revelations from future prophecies because it all prophesied of the same thing. And that's how you can get understanding of what the mark is as well. Let's read that. Jeremiah 51:6.
Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render upon her a recompense.
Read verse 7.
Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Where do we read that at? Where do we read that at? We read that in Revelations. So Jeremiah is confirming Revelations. Jeremiah is confirming Revelations. So what is that saying, Israel? That's saying that you can get understanding of the book of Revelations by going to the precepts in the scriptures. So now we're going to take that. We're going to do the same thing. Let's go to Ezekiel 9 real quick. So the mark. The Most High has a mark too. Let's establish that first. The Most High has a mark too. And everybody would agree that the Most High's mark is spiritual.
This is book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the man that sought and cried for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right. So now this is the Lord's mark. It said everybody that sighed and cried for all of the abominations that have been done in the midst thereof, the Most High said, go through and put a mark upon their head. Read.
And to the others, he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Read.
Slay utterly old and young, both maids, little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. It began at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient man which before the house. See that?
So the Most High has a mark. Most High has a mark. And we see that that's a spiritual representation of the mark of the Most High. Now, how do you know if you have the mark of the Most High? Well, let's go from there. Give me Deuteronomy 6 and 8. Hey, hold y'all horses, man. It's going to get good. I'm telling y'all, we establishing something right now. So we established who the beast was earlier. Want to establish what the beast was and who the beast was. We established that in that Revelations it was 13, 16, and 17 that you can either get the mark or the name or the number of the name. So we seen that there's a differentiation there, right? So if you do believe, even if you do believe the mark is physical, well, it says you can either get that physical mark or you could get the number of the name or you can get the name of the beast. And we found out that the name of that beast is Mystery Babylon of Fornication and the Harlots. All right. This is the beast is America. The beast is America. All right. And we proved that Esau is going to be the last kingdom. We read the scriptures prior to show you that Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of the one that follows. All right. So now what we're doing is I want to show you that the mark can also, it does not have to be physical. And I'm going to show you that. The first thing I wanted to establish is that the Most High has a mark and it's spiritual. And what is specifically the mark of the Most High God? Now let's read that Deuteronomy 6 and 8.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, And
Of
thou
sign
shalt
upon
be-
thy what?
And thou shalt bind them upon a sign in thy hand.
Another word for sign is what? Mark. What is he talking about? Let's read up. Go to verse 1 real quick.
6:1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, the judgments, which the Lord your God command you to teach you, that you might do them in the land where you go to possess it.
So he's talking about the commandments. So what do you have to put in your hand and in your between your eyes? Go down to verse 8. He's talking about the commandments. We got context. Now let's go down to verse 8. Read.
Verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and thou shalt be as forlets between thy
Frontlets.
eyes.
Frontlets between your eyes. Now, what's between your eyes?
Go for it.
Your brain. What's in your forehead? Your brain. What is your hands? Your works. So what is the Most High's mark?
Law, statutes, and commandments.
The law, statutes, and commandments if you do them.
Uh-huh.
If you meditate, give me Joshua 1 and 8 real quick. Joshua 1 and 8. No, we know that it's against the law to tattoo yourself. This is dealing spiritually. This is why I brought out Ezekiel 9. Let's get Joshua 1 and 8.
This book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law should not depart out thy mouth.
It should not depart out of thy mouth. Read.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
What do you use to meditate?
The law.
Your brain. You
meditate.
meditate on the law, but you use your brain to meditate. So when you read that Deuteronomy 6 and 8, what is the sign upon your hand and upon the frontlets between your eyes? Which is that mark that the Most High in Ezekiel 9, it's a spiritual aspect of meaning getting your life right and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God. What's the opposite of righteousness? The opposite of righteousness is wickedness, which means going against the commandments of God. Now, hold on. If y'all think this is getting good now, wait a minute. We got way more to bring out. And we're going to deal with that no buying nor selling too. We're going to deal with that too. So, but I want to establish something. I want to establish that the Most High has a mark. Now, watch this. There's also an evil mark spoken of. There's also an evil mark spoken of. And let's get the context of what it's spoken of in. Let's get Job 7 and 20. It's so simple, man. Watch this. Job 7, 20.
This book of Job, chapter 7 and verse 20. I have sinned. What shall I do?
Wait. Okay, so we're gonna take this one slow. You gotta take this one slow. I don't want this to go over their heads. Listen to this, Israel. It said, I have sinned. So what are we dealing with?
Sin.
We dealing with sin, right? All right, keep reading.
I have sinned. What shall I do unto thee? O thou preserve of man.
So who is this talking about? Preserver of man. This is talking about who? This is talking about the Most High. You sinned. He sinned against the Most High, the preserver of man. And what did he say? Read.
Why hast thou set me as a mark?
Why has he said what?
Why has thou set me as a mark?
Why have he said what? Slow down. You gotta say, hold on.
God.
We have to slow down for these brothers.
God.
He said, why have you set me as a what?
As a mark. Against thee.
Against thee. So what mark is this that he's talking about? This is a wicked mark. This is Job 7 and 20. I have sinned. What shall I do unto thee, O thou preserver of men? Why hast thou set me as a mark against thee, so that I am a burden to myself? So what is this mark? What is this mark in Job 7:20?
Mark of sin. Wickedness.
The mark of sin. Hold on. How do you set yourself a mark against God? Is it with a chip? Job was saying it was sin. Read it one more time for them.
Job 7 and 20. I have sinned. What shall I do unto thee, O thou preserver of man? Why hast thou set me as a mark against thee?
As a mark against thee. Now, hold that. Let's go to Psalms 130:3. How do you set yourself as a mark against the Most High? Anybody? How do you set yourself as a mark against the Most High? Well, let's keep reading. If you sin,
Psalms 130 and verse 3. If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquity.
If you wait. If you should do what?
If thou, Lord, shouldest mark iniquities.
So is iniquity marked? This is what I'm saying. The actual truth, you doing too much typing and you not listening. We already dealt with the number 666. You're not listening, and I'm about to kick you out permanently because you're not listening. You just typing and you're not listening to the lesson. You're trying to teach.
Come on, man.
We already dealt with that. The number of the name of the beast is found in Revelations 17:3-5. All right. Now, we're showing you that the mark can be spiritual. Because how did Job become a mark? He said that Job 7:20 said, I have become a mark unto thee because he did what? Because he sinned. Now read this Psalms one more time.
Psalms 130 and verse 3. If thou, Lord, shouldest thou mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand?
Right. So the Most High does what? He marks what?
Iniquities.
Marks iniquity. What's iniquity?
Sin.
Sin. So now we can see off the precepts, there's a mark of God. And we can see through the precepts that there's a mark of iniquity. So now we just established there's a mark of God and there's a mark of iniquity. You read Revelations, that mark of iniquity is what? The mark of what?
Sin.
Beast. When you read the book of Job, Job was not the only one talking, y'all son. So you got to calm down and be quiet and listen to what's being brought out. Job had other friends that was talking too. Job was not the only one talking. All right. So now what do we have? What do we have? We solidified that the beast is America. We solidified that you can either get the mark. If you believe the mark is physical, you can either get the mark, or they always get past the or, like it's only the mark you can have. You can have a mark, or you can have the name of the beast, or you can have the number of the name of the beast. We found out that name of the beast is Babylon, the mother of harlots and abominations and fornication. Now we reading it out of the scriptures. Now we see that we have a spiritual mark. We're going to deal with that. Hold your horses. All of y'all that's just coming on, please hold your horses. That's the only thing y'all really have is the buy part. And we're going to understand that. Hold your horses. Let's deal with what we're dealing with. This is one thing that I can't stand. I can't stand when people come in and they ignore all the scriptures you brought up and just say they point. No, we dealing with the precepts, man. We dealing with the precepts. The precept says that you can have a righteous mark of the Most High, and you can have a mark of iniquity, which is spiritual. All right. That's what the precepts say. Now, let's go from there. Let's go from there and let's read Wisdom of Solomon 14:2. Hold on. We're going to break it down, y'all. It's going to get good. I want to establish something first, and then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 2. For verily, desires of gain diverse that in the workman built it by his skill, but thy pervert, O Father, govern it.
Second, is this what I want? Is it Wisdom of Solomon? 14:12. I'm sorry, Salakia. 14:12. Wisdom of Solomon 14:12.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 12. For the diversing of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
The worship of what?
Of devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Of spiritual fornication. Spiritual fornication. So, can you have a spiritual fornication? Excuse me. What is fornication? Fornication is iniquity, abominations. It says spiritual fornication. Now, this is another thing. I'm happy this person brought this out because I seen what is mark in the Greek. A lot of people, what they do is they go to commentaries and they look up a word. Of course, if you look up mark, it's going to deal with something like an edging. But a mark can also be an analogy. When you read the scriptures don't always have to be literal. It is analogies. I'm going to give you an example. And you have to be careful, even when you're going in to the Blue Letter Bible and you're going into other things, you got to go with the precepts. Now, this is a very important lesson. I want everybody to hear me when I say this. If you look up Holy Ghost in the Greek, it's going to say the Trinity. If you look up Holy Ghost in the Greek, it's going to say Trinity. Is the Trinity scriptural? Is the Trinity scriptural? Anybody in here believe this, my Israelites? Is the Trinity scriptural? Because if I go to the Blue Letter Bible, just because it says blue in the Blue Letter Bible, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, is that scriptural? No, you have to go precept upon precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. We're not dealing with commentaries. We're dealing with what the scriptures say. That's what we're dealing with. Because if I take that logic and I look up the word mamzer, that means all of us is mamzers. Y'all want to see people only want to pick and choose what they take and be literal with. If I look up the word mamzer, in the Blue Letter, all of us is mamzers. Because half of y'all, well, I say all of us because when we got raped on them slave ships, white men was taking our women and our men was taking white women. So we all mix. So who's to say who's a mamzer or not according to the definition in the Blue Letter Bible? If I look up the word Holy Ghost in the Blue Letter Bible and it says the Trinity, is that case closed? Is there a Trinity? No, we got to go precept upon precept. So what we're doing is we're going precept upon precept. All right. And vehicles from above, we're not dealing with, you might have just came on. I'm going to give you one chance. We're getting through the lesson. We're not dealing with scoffing. That's what we're doing. So if you want to ask a question, you can email me. Right now, I'm getting through this lesson. So what I showed today, we showed that there is a spiritual mark of iniquity. All right. And we showed the Most High has a mark as well. But I want to show y'all something. Let's go from there. Let's go to Revelations 13 and 14. Watch this.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 14.
Read that.
And descendeth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sign of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Wait, so now it says that, read verse 14 one more time. He did what? And
descendeth and deceived them.
Now hold it right there. It says, and deceiveth. Ain't nobody deceived with the mark of the beast. Who's right now in this comment section deceived with the mark of the beast? Who's deceived? Any of y'all deceived? It's 100, almost 200 people on here. Who's deceived right now? Because it said, and deceiveth them that dwell on earth. We're gonna finish. We're gonna read all the way down to verse 15 and 16. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles. What miracles? We're gonna get into the miracles too. What miracles is it talking about? What miracles did the beast do? What miracles did the beast use to deceive the nations? What miracles did the beast use to deceive the nations? That's something I want you to think about. All right. What miracles? Right. Let's keep reading. So it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. Keep reading.
Which had the wound by the sword and he did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Read.
And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand.
Now, hold on. All of those people that were deceived got the mark. Is anybody deceived right now? Everybody is watching for the mark of the beast. Everybody is watching for the mark of the beast. Somebody said if the market is the mark sin, we are damned. No, it's deeper than that. I'm gonna show you something. The mark is deeper than that. I'm just setting it up for you so you can understand. It's deeper than that. Because now, how is the mark, and what is the mark, and what is the miracles by which we are deceived by? What is that? We're gonna get into it. Now, I want to look something up real quick. What is Esau's trying to do? What is his whole mind? I'm gonna show y'all something. Watch this. All right, let's get into it now. All right. Now remember, it says, read that. I want you to read verse 16 again.
Verse 16. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
So when you receive the mark of the Most High, where do you put that mark at? You put that mark where? He said to bind them for a sign upon thy hand and in the frontlets of thy eyes. So what is in the front, between the frontlets of thy eyes? Your brain, your forehead. What's behind your forehead? Your brain. What does your hand mean? Your hand means works. So when it says that he shall cause them to put a mark upon thy hand or thy forehead, it's talking about your works. Now, this is a term called
social engineering.
Social engineering. Pay attention, because now it's about to get good. This is the definition of social engineering. It says the use of centralized planning in an attempt to manage social change and regulate the future development and behavior of a society. The use of deception to manipulate individuals, right, into divulging confidentially or personal information that may be used for fraudulent purposes. This is social engineering. How is Esau and how is he using social engineering to push the mark agenda? I'm going to show you. Because social engineering is the attempt to manage your social life. Why do you think he's using his miracles? You look at something like a television programming. What is he using to program the future generations through social engineering? He's using the TV, he's using the radio, and what is happening? Now we have an influx of young kids that are completely wicked. They don't feel no sympathy for the wickedness that they do. Why is Esau trying so hard to put homosexuality in every TV show? Why is he trying so hard to put homosexuality in every single TV show? You can't even turn on a TV show and it's not anything dealing with homosexuality in it. Because what is he putting? Let's go back. Let's read. Let's go to Revelation real quick. Watch this. Revelation 17 again. Revelation 17 and 5.
17 and 5.
Yep.
17. Revelation 17 and 5. And upon her forehead was a name written.
So upon this beast, hold on. Upon this beast in her forehead was a name written. What?
Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
How does Esau promote his abominations to the earth?
Through his sorcery.
Through his what?
His sorcery.
His sorcery. What is another word for sorcery? When you deal with sorcery, sorcery is dealing with his modern science. So how is he promoting? How is he socially engineering the future generations? Y'all might look at Little Uzi Vert and say, man, that dude gay. I ain't never gonna be like that dude. These rappers is all gay. These rappers is this, these rappers is that. But Esau's don't care about your generation. He cares about the future generations. So what is he doing? He's manipulating the mind of the future generations. So now what happens? A mass of the future generations has the mark of the name of the beast. Because they're practicing the customs of the abominations. But he got you looking for a physical mark. Meanwhile, he's socially engineering your children to be wicked as hell mentally. He's programming your children while you looking for a physical vaccine, while you arguing over a physical chip. He like, they're arguing over a physical chip. Meanwhile, their kids, their future generations, most of the men gonna be gay. I'm gonna promote abominations. They even got abominations in I'm gonna show y'all some videos. In Disney cartoons, kid cartoons, they putting homosexuality and all type of wicked abominations in the cartoons. Rap music, from the music to the TV shows to the movies, everything that's promoted in America is what? Wickedness. Meanwhile, you looking for a physical mark and you missed the whole social engineering part of your brain being manipulated. I'm fine because I didn't take a chip. Now, the Most High said he's going to save some of us out of it. A lot of us are not deceived and aware of these things, and we trying to bring awareness to our people saying, look, you're being socially engineered to accept a wicked behavior. That is the point. This is why I said this is very important, because now we have a whole bunch of people looking for a physical thing, not knowing, that the mark is here and it's wickedness being implemented within your mind and the customs of your kids. That's why my kids, I control the TV they watch. I don't let them just watch TV freely. I don't let them just listen to music freely, because what happens is we're not literally saying that those things are literally the mark. What we're saying is it's conditioning them to accept wickedness and not be convicted with it, because you're conditioned to take part in that. It's conditioning. It's deeper than just a physical chip. It's conditioning. It's conditioning. That's why it says he caused it to be upon your forehead and your hand. It's conditioning. All right. But I got more. All right. Look at this. Let's look this up real quick. How does he use it? Watch this. Look at this. What's this?
Airwaves.
Airwaves. Sounds familiar?
Airwaves.
This is how he does it. Give me Romans 12:2 real quick. So you looking for a physical chip when the whole time he's using the airwaves to broadcast wickedness through your television screen, to take the name of the beast, which is abominations and harlotry, and put it and implement it. And he doesn't care about the older generation, because look how it is now. The younger generations is destroyed, man. I don't know how we gonna survive the next generations. They so wicked, it's crazy, and it's all from programming. Now this is airwaves, right?
Airwaves.
It says the radio frequencies used for broadcasting. It sounds familiar because you probably heard something called brain waves, because your mind works with a certain frequency. Your mind works with a certain frequency, and Esau knows that. That's why when they did studies on what happens to a person when they listen to music or when they watch a television show, your brain goes into like a trance, and you're like an illusion, and you're taking in all of the programming. That's why it's called television programming, with the remote control that you're using to control the airwaves and the frequencies that you tap into, that you're visually feeding your brain and programming your mind. Because this beast and this evil iniquity is a part of what? Read that Romans 12:2. I'm telling y'all, read that Romans 12:2. Or maybe I need to, can you hear me? Can't really see. Is he on there? that? I'll read it. If you're not on, I'll read it. Revelations. Romans, excuse me. Let me get Romans real quick. Romans 12 and verse 2. It says, Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove that what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. It says, renew your minds and be not conformed to this world. How are you not conformed to this world? What is the whole concept? It's dealing with your mind. So what is this world trying to get? The world is trying to get your mind, because if it gets your mind, then you don't even know what you got to repent from, because you think eating pork is okay. You think homosexuality is okay. You think that these things are okay because they programmed your mind. Now, the Most High is a powerful being, so he has some of us that are reserved and protected from this. But those that have their minds programmed far into wickedness, like those that's getting sex changes, they're literally making men get sex changes. These people are suffer from a mental delusion. They think they're women. You got men that think they're women and women that think they're men. This is a mind thing. That's why it says renew and transform your mind. So yeah, you can denounce the mark all you want, the chip all you want. But if your mind is not renewed, then it doesn't matter. It says that you have not to be conformed to this world and renew your mind. Now watch this. I'm gonna show y'all this. I'm gonna get Proverbs. Matter of fact, actually, I'm gonna go down. Let me get this real quick. I have to get this. Oh wait, hold on. Let me stop sharing because I can't see when I'm sharing my screen. So let me stop sharing my screen. Let me see who I need to get out of here. Oh, I got you out. Who I need to get out of here? Augustus, out of here. Vehicles, you out of here. Who else needs to be out of here? All right, Con. All right. Con. We don't need no scoffers. Like I said, this is information that it needs to be brought out. All right. Yeah. Out of here. All right. Give me that Romans real quick. Go to Romans. Give me Romans 12 and
12 and 3.
yeah, 12 and 2.
This book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable in the perfect will of God.
Because if you got your mind taken away by Esau, it doesn't matter, right? Now, let me get this real quick. Hold on, let me get this real quick. Ephesians 2 and 2. Read that. Give me that Ephesians 2 and 2. Ephesians 2 and 2.
This book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 2. Wherein in times past you walked according to the course of this world.
So wait, hold on. It says that in times past you walked what? In the course of this world, read.
According to the prince of the power of the air.
The prince of the power of the what?
The power of the air.
Now, he said the prince and the power of the air, read.
The prince and the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
The what that now worketh in the children of disobedience?
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. So what is that spirit of the children of disobedience? What is that? Wickedness. But notice he said the prince of the power of the air. What did we just look up a minute ago? Air what? Let's get it. What do you have? Let's get it. Can you share this again? Hey, let me know. Hey, let me know if it's some scoffers on there too, that if you can. So now
Airwaves.
airwave. Read that Ephesians 2:2 again.
Ephesians 2:2. Wherein in the times past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air.
Now, who's the prince of the power of the air? We know that this is talking about Satan. Why? Because he's wicked. Because he controls what? The airwaves that synonymously work with your brain waves to socially condition your mind to be acceptable and love wickedness. Read.
And it says, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
Read verse 3.
Who among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, were by nature the children of wrath, even of others.
Who is the children of wrath? Who is the children of wrath? And what does it mean when it says that among whom also we all had our conversations in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind? What are we saying synonymously here? That this is dealing with your mind. So if you can look for a physical implementation all you want, but if your spirit is wicked, you done. If I'm gonna go with the logic that y'all saying, oh, all I gotta do is not take the physical chip and I'm good. Well, be a wicked ass individual. How does that even work when you got wicked individuals telling you that they're not gonna take the chip? You got Edomites. You got Edomites that's teaching against the chip. You literally got Edomites. Where James at? James,
Yeah,
you out of here.
Others talk about they don't believe the Bible, but you watching live, man.
Yeah, you out of here. He's out of here. See, you know what? This is a plot to get you guys from paying attention to this spiritual one. This is a warning. This is a warning. You understand? This is a warning. So all of y'all that's so caught up on the physical implementation of a mark, man, make sure your spirit is right. Because regardless, I'm not going to take a physical implementation of it or a spiritual one. Y'all just focus on, I'm going to show you why this is dangerous. Because you got a lot of Israelites talking about the mark of the beast and y'all wicked as hell. Y'all talking about a mark of the beast and y'all ain't keeping the Sabbath. Y'all talking about a mark of the beast and you ain't wearing your fringes. You're talking about the mark of the beast and you ain't even keeping the feast days and the love and commandments of the Most High God. But yet y'all talking about don't get a mark. You understand? Now, the future generations are being conditioned. Now, let's go from there. Let's read this. I'm going to show y'all this. Go to Proverbs 23:7.
I got it.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Mm-hmm. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if I get your mind, and your heart is your mind, is an analogy for your mind. If you think wickedness, that's going to be what you are. Now, somebody said, well, how do I know? Because I came out of the world I was in and I repented. Well, watch this. This is y'all don't understand the power of the Most High God. Let's get real quick. Go to Ephesians 1 and 4.
This book of Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 4. According as he hath chosen us in him.
Go read verse 3 real quick. Yes, I absolutely. Hold on. Before you read that, I gotta say this. Yes, chip doctrine is a Christian doctrine. Absolutely. I used to be a Christian and they taught the doctrine. They were the first ones I ever seen teach a doctrine of the mark of the beast, but we say they the wicked of the most wicked, but they telling you not to do the chip. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And what we're talking about We're not talking about thoughts, because you have to fight your thoughts. That's why Paul says, I beat my body daily. We're talking about those that succumb to the wickedness. We're talking about those that accept the wickedness so much. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, somebody that has the mark of the beast is a person that get a sex change. Have y'all ever seen somebody who's like, damn, that person is gone? That person mentally in wickedness, he's completely off.
Come on, rapists and murderers. Man.
He's completely gone. He can't be saved. Right? Because now, let's read this again. Watch this. Read verse 3.
Ephesians 1:3. Blessed be God and the Father of our Lord Christ, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Christ, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love.
What y'all fail to realize is that God chose you out of this. The Most High chose you out of this. He chose you out of this. So those that do not accept that spiritual wickedness, you've been chosen from the foundation of the world. So when you say, well, I used to be wicked, and what does that mean for me? No, the Most High chose you out of it. He chose you.
Be born again.
You have to do what?
Be born again.
Exactly. You understand? He chose you out of this. There's some that he did not choose, and they're too far gone into the world. They cannot be saved. There's some that are so gone mentally, they can't be saved. The Most High said, what? Let's get this real quick.
And while you get that, like when Boosie put up the middle finger to the Lord and said, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat, that's too far gone, man. You love the fleshly desires more than you love the pleasures of the Most High God. He already chose in his heart. He already chose what side he on in his heart.
Some people are too far gone into their wickedness, and you can see it. Like, look at the people in Hollywood. They're gone. Their spirit is not even there. Their spirit is not even right. You understand? So what we're saying is, the mark of the beast is totally surrendering yourself to the whole wicked aspect of life. Totally surrendering yourself to being an agent of Satan. Let's go to 1 Peter 4:18. Watch this. And the reason why this is so important to understand is because you got a lot of people that's looking for a physical representation of this, and you're forgetting that your inside has to be right because you still have the mark. Watch this. Read.
1 Peter 4:18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved,
the righteous be what?
Scarcely be saved.
The righteous are going to be scarcely saved. So what does that mean? That means that you barely gonna make it out of this. That means that you gonna barely make it from the. That means you're gonna barely make it from the mark of the beast. How are you gonna barely make it from the mark of the beast when we all running far away from the physical chip? We all running away from the physical chip. All of us, even me. We all like we ain't taking that. So how the hell you scarcely gonna make it? My wife said wickedness. Our parents is in wickedness. My wife said her mom ain't gonna take the chip. Shit, I got people in the world. I got niggas on the corner that's still gang banging and doing all their wickedness, fornication. They saying they ain't gonna take the chip. And this is another thing. When people do this, a lot of people have already taken the mark. Who?
Cool, man.
All I see is fake news and articles. It's been I came in the truth in 2011. They've been saying this statement that more and more said since I've been. That means by the time we get to 2021, everybody's supposed to basically damn near be marked. It's a gang of people. I ain't never seen nobody that's been marked. The only thing I've seen is fake news talking about the mark. Oh, now the mark is here. The mark is there. The mark is there. The mark is here. Oh my gosh, look, the mark. I ain't seen nobody personally with a mark. All right. Oh, or more. I don't know if you mean it in a way. Let me slow down. I don't know if you mean it in like a lot of people have already taken the mark as far as in the spiritual aspect. I don't know if that's what you mean either. All right. So let me say that. Oh, you mean okay? Salakia. I'm sorry, Salakia. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Khan. Hold on. Absolutely. It says people who unlike really hating, not listening. You're absolutely right, because to be honest, even if you believe that the mark was still physical, what I'm telling you is still is what I'm telling you bad?
Come on.
Wait. It's so funny. This is how you know that it's deeper than what y'all think. And we're gonna get into the buy nor sell right now. But this is how it's so funny that it's deeper than what y'all think, because you still got people on here scoffing. But am I really telling you something that's bad? Like, think about it. Am I really telling you something bad? I'm bringing out scriptures. Am I really telling you something bad? Somebody said, can you repent from taking the mark? No, you can't. The reason why you can't repent from taking the mark, because the mark is fully submitting to wickedness. Fully. But to be honest with you, we just brought out that precept. The scripture says the Lord has chosen us from the beginning. So also it's twofold. The Lord is the one that's picking and choosing. So I can't say who can repent or not. But if you have the mark and you're totally in wickedness and the Lord ain't chose you, that's when you get into the people that's doing sex changes. That's when you get into the people that's doing sex orgies. That's when you get into the people that just have hatred for their brother, just consumed in everlasting wickedness. You understand? So it's deeper. It says you got a preset.
So what he just said, can we repent for the mark?
Go ahead. You got a preset. Go ahead.
Revelations 19 and 20. Unless you was gonna bring this out in your.
Go ahead. Nah, bring it out.
It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which was he deceived them that have received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. Though these both were cast alive into the lake of the fire of the burning fire and brimstone. So if you accept the mark in your heart, you know you're gonna have your part. You're gonna have your part in the lake. You chose your side, right? So you know, ain't no really repenting. Once you fully submit us to wickedness, it's really no coming back. You're really too far gone anyway. You know, you chose your side already. Just like how we in the truth. You know, most brothers, you know, we feel this. We too far in this truth. So ain't no looking back, right? We submerged in righteousness with the Lord. You know, we accept his spiritual mark, like my brother going there. So, you know, like we not gonna go into the world. Of course, we're not gonna boast it tomorrow. You know, who knows? But we submerged in the Most High God and his mark and his ways.
Now you brought something out. Read that scripture again. I wanna key in on something. Read.
Revelations 19 and 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought of miracles before him, with which he deceived them.
Now stop right there. It says he deceived them with what? Read.
Deceived them that had received the mark of the beast.
Wait, hold on. Ain't nobody deceived with the chip.
He deceived them that had received the mark of the beast.
He deceived them. It's more people not deceived by the chip than that are deceived. It says deceived. It said deceived. We can't pick and choose what scriptures we want to bring out to fit our narrative. You have to be deceived to accept this thing. You have to be deceived to accept this thing. It says deceive them. Half of the world is not deceived with a chip.
If anything, everybody aware of it.
Everybody's aware of the chip. Everybody's aware of the chip. It's almost 200 people on here, and y'all all aware on the chip. So how the hell you gonna be deceived to receive the mark? They're gonna sneak it in your food. They're gonna put the chip in your food. You know, we gonna take this chip. We gotta get them to eat this chip.
Come on, probably put it in your potato chips.
Put it in your chips. Let's go to Romans real quick. Go to Romans. I'm gonna show y'all something. Look. Let me show y'all how powerful a reprobate mind is. Go to Romans. And let's read 21. Watch this.
Oh, Romans 1 and 21?
Huh?
This book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 21. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations.
Vain in their what?
Vain in their imaginations.
And what happened?
And their foolish heart was darkened.
How do you darken your heart? How do you darken your heart? How do you darken your heart? With your what? Your imaginations. What is the catapult that Esau uses to touch your imaginations? TV, radio,
Fake news.
news. It said that their hearts were deceived. Watch this, read.
Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image.
Uh-huh. Read. So wait. So they did what? They changed the image of God into a what?
Into
A
an image.
corruptible image. What we gonna worship in Revelations? A what?
An image.
An image. An image. Watch this. Read.
Made like to corruptible man, and into birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
Now read verse 24. Watch this.
Verse 24. Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Now watch this. It says the Lord gave them up into their lust of their own hearts, and they defiled themselves between their bodies. Now, what if I'm a homosexual and I'm like, I don't like shots. I ain't getting no shots. I don't like shots. I ain't taking no mark. How the hell does that work if I'm a homosexual? That's the epitome of wickedness, Con.
Oh.
So if that's the epitome of wickedness, I'm supposed to accept the mark, right? Now the question would be, if I'm wicked, can I reject the mark? If you wicked, can you reject the mark? That's a question. According to the scriptures, if you wicked, you're gonna receive the mark. So how is the wicked gonna reject the mark? No, it's talking about their wicked imagination, which the Lord gave them up to their own vain deceit. Watch, keep reading. Read.
You said, can you read it, Aki?
Yep, read.
I'm gonna start at the verse
24. Read 24 again.
Wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Read.
Who changed the truth of God into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
Who do our people worship? They worship Esau and his philosophy.
Wow.
Esau said it's okay to be homosexual. What does our people do? We worship him in his philosophy. We worship him in what he believes. And we take on the wickedness and the customs. Do y'all understand what's going on right now? It's an inward thing. The Most High said, then I gave him up. Read verse 26.
Verse 26. For this cause God gave them up to vile affection. For even their woman did change their natural use into which is against nature. And likewise, also the man, leaving the natural use of the woman, burnt in their own lust, one towards another, man with man, working which is unseemly.
Read.
And received in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
Read verse 28.
And even as they did not like to retain to God in their knowledge,
they did not like to retain. Wait, hold on. They did not like to retain God in their what?
In their knowledge.
In their knowledge. They accepted that mark in their forehead. What do we read in Deuteronomy 6 and 8? You got to put the commandments in your what? The frontlets of your eyes, meaning your knowledge. They took part of the name of the beast, which is Babylon the Great, the harlot, and they went into fornications, homosexuality, sex orgies, all type of wickedness. And the Most High said what? He gave them over into what? Read. 28.
Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain a God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
Read.
Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maculateness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, magglings, whispers, backbiting, haters of God.
Isn't this the whole world? Wait, hold hold on, real quick. Isn't this the whole world right now?
God.
This is the whole world. Envious, hatred, backbiters, fornicators, malicious, full of envy. What do we see in the world right now? We see all of these attributes, which is in your heart, in the world. And even if you want to say, well, that's not the mark of the beast. Well, you can't even say that because we just read it in Revelation 17 that the mark is synonymous with the name and the number, which is fornications and harlotry and abominations of the world. So while you looking for a physical representation, they got the whole world taking part of and deceived. While you looking for a physical mark, the whole world is deceived. The whole world is deceived while you looking for a physical. We've been waiting since the 60s for them to put a chip in your hand. Meanwhile, a lot of you Israelites, a lot of people got these attributes, and y'all like, well, as long as I don't get the mark of the beast, you really got Christians. You know, Christianity accepts homosexuality now. You know, the Christian church accepts homosexuality now. The Christian church teaches their people, as long as you don't take the mark, you good. As long as you don't take the chip, you good. So you can be homosexual if you want. As long as you don't take that chip, you good. Do y'all understand what's happening? You are being deceived with a chip. And no, I'm not saying get a chip because I ain't getting that either. But I ain't getting that because my spirit is right. Even still. We're going to deal with the buying and selling right now. This is what we talk about. You understand? So you have been deceived. Before we do that, before we get to the bar, we're gonna get to the bar, and that's what I'm gonna end it with. I want to show y'all something. This is I'm gonna show y'all something.
Isaiah 3 and 9 real quick, Aki.
Go ahead.
It says, they showed our consciences does witness against them, and they declare their sins outside them. They hide it not, one to their souls, for they were evil unto themselves. Right, you know, so they were evil unto themselves by practicing the lifestyle that the Most High God they ordained to practice, right? So one to their souls, that's their own fault, man. For brothers that accepting the spiritual mark in their heart, but accepting the ways of the beast. If you accept the ways of the beast already in your heart, you accepted the mark already, man. Right, like my brother going into, man.
Beautiful. That's the whole point that we trying to tell y'all. That's the whole point. Now, this is John Todd. I want to play this real quick. It's a little clip. This is a guy named John Todd. He is an ex-Satanist, all right? And I just want to play this. And he talks about the music industry. All right? Talks about the music industry. And I just want you guys to hear a little bit about what he said about the music industry. He became a whistleblower against occultic groups. And it's been a lot of debate. You know, they always say conspiracy theorists and things like that. But I just want you guys to hear. Let's see. Where's that one video at? Hold on one second. I think this is it right here. Hold on. I just want you guys to hear some of the things that he said about the industry. Hold on one second. Let's see. Let me see. I want to see. This it. Let me see if this is the one. Oh yeah, this is the one I want actually. All right, so I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to what this brother says. You know, this is John Todd. He ex-occultic member. And then he became a whistleblower to occultic groups. I know everybody heard of the Illuminati. I just want you guys to hear what he was saying, some of the things that they said about the music industry and how they get people's minds. It's debated whether to believe him or not. That's up to you. But the point is, we know that this music industry is wicked as hell, and that's one of the main catalysts that they use to promote wickedness and get the minds of our children into this spiritual fornication. Understand? So he actually died in a crazy home. They put him in a crazy home, and then he died. So, but I just wanted to play this small clip because I want you guys to hear the wickedness of Esau. All right. So check this out.
I sit on a council of 13 people that take orders only from the Rothschild Tribunal in London, which they claim they take their orders directly from Lucifer.
I was the manager of Zodiac Productions, which Zodiac Productions' name's been changed since then. I'm not even sure what to call it now. But it's the largest music conglomerate in the world. It owns RCA Records, Columbia Records, Motown Records, owns almost all the concert booking agencies in the United States. And that's not even the name of the company. The name of the company that owns it is Brenner Enterprises. And Brenner Enterprises is owned by Chase Manhattan. Chase Manhattan's owned by Standard Oil, and Standard Oil is owned by the Lords of London. You can tack it on back. You kind of get the idea after a while. But I was the managing president of Zodiac Productions. It's one of my jobs as being one of these 13 people. Thus, I got to know many of the people who produce music and sing the music and play the music that you play. Now, one of the closest friends that I got during that time that I obtained was a man named David Crosby. Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. I saw David the day before Christmas last year, talked with him. I got him away from this witch that he had with him. He told her to go shopping. We were in West Hollywood, and I was witnessing around to people I knew. We went off in this store, and we started talking. He said, David, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I said, I already know the answers, but I've been gone for 5 years. I like to know if certain things are still the way they were when I left. I said, now I'll have to explain some of this when I'm done. You're not going to understand it all unless you know something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the coven conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He said, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon. I'll explain what that means in a minute. I said, okay, one last thing. I've been hearing that you must be an initiated witch now to get a record contract. He said, that's right. He says, many of us that weren't total witches have to be witches now in order to produce music. I said, thank you. The master is a tape about as big as the top of this podium that looks like an overgrown 8-track that the album is cut on and is placed in a machine that produces and presses the records and the 8-tracks and cassettes that you buy. After it's been recorded, it's taken in. This is why a master is cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies, behind locked doors up in the executive offices. And it's placed on an altar sitting in the north of the room and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards and a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. If that's too hard for you to believe, I'm sorry. That's why they do it. Now listen to me. This is why rock music's addicting. Have you ever seen kids that got rid of their music? They go around like this. They can't wait to find a rock station somewhere and they sneak off just like getting a cigarette or a fix because it's addicting. That's why they can't give it up. The rest of the conversation was this. You can't cast a spell on a Christian, but you can get a Christian to cast a spell on themselves. If you give the permission for the spell to work, being a Christian won't block it. And rock music is not just a song. It is supernatural music that which is carefully designed by their spirit guides or familiar spirits in the form of spells. Now, although the devil's music's power is the music and God's music is the words, much of the songs are written in what we call witch language. Give you kind of an idea. Many of you talk on a CB, unless you know what a smoky is, and a 10-4, and a front door and back door and rocking chair and these type of things. You don't know what you're talking about. Same with witches. When you're in the first or second level, you have to learn over 2,000 words that said by anybody else mean something totally different than when you say them. Elton John has said he's never written a song or sung a song that wasn't in which language. And I want to show you something. See how many kids in here will be honest and adults. How many remember and have heard at least several times a song called Hotel California? Somebody tell me what it meant. Quickly, somebody tell me what it meant. Huh? That's pretty close. But from the words, what did it mean? Well, that's more of a guess. See, most people can't tell you. That's why when people do drugs and they listen to songs in which language, they get some of the meaning. But most of the time, they can't tell you. Stop and think how many songs are out there that you really like, and you don't have any idea what the person was talking about. Beyond the Yellow Brick Road? How about The Destroyer by Kiss? Can anybody tell me what it's about? Kiss said in it, kids, kill your parents. They're talking about Helter Skelter. Beatles sung Helter Skelter in which language? Nobody knew what it meant. Manson did because he belongs in a process. Helter Skelter is a several thousand-year-old word. Most of the music is either about Helter Skelter or a place called the Night Winds, which is what Hotel California is about, and different doctrines of witchcraft. You listen to them, your parents let you listen to them, and they have no idea. Kiss openly bragged how they were gaining control of people through their music because the people played their music. They told how they didn't form their own group. Their church, because they were ordained ministers of the Satanist church, placed them together. And that's how most of the music is done. David Crosby, when him and Crosby, Still, Nash & Young produced the record Two-Way Street, they ordered the Principality of Medici to order Demons of Rebellion to go into the record, and everybody that heard it would be rebellious against law and order and government. And it was one of the reasons for the great upheaval in the 60s was that one album, and they take open credit for it.
So I have personally.
So I had to bring that out because they're literally casting spells literally on the music and the shows that we watch, even in Disney. Now, this was a big thing that had came out. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Watch this one. Here it is right here. Check this out. This is in Disney cartoons. They even got subliminals, not only with music, they got sex, fornication, all in Disney shows. Now, these are Disney shows from the 90s. The stuff they got today in these shows is way worse. Like when you watch like Ren and Snippy and Cat Dog and all of those shows in Nickelodeon, it's so many homosexual innuendos. It's crazy. So many sexual signs in the children's cartoons. It was a cartoon on Cartoon Network. I forgot the name of this cartoon, but it was a character that you didn't know if it was a man or a woman, and it looked like a woman, had a dress on, but at the same time, it was built like a man and had a deep voice. So they putting these things in our shows. Now you got to ask yourself, why are they putting this in our movies? Why is so much hypersexualization everywhere? I mean, everything is sexual. Everything in America is sexual. You watch a burger commercial, it's sexual. You watch any food commercial is sexual. You watch cartoons, everything is sexual. You watch TV shows, and every TV show is a homosexual couple now. You can't watch one TV show where it's not a homosexual couple. Why? That's the question. Now, if you're looking for a physical thing, you're looking for that, but you're forgetting that there's a manipulation and a deceiving mechanism that gets you to take these ideologies secretly, and it's called social engineering, and they're getting your children. So this is the last one, and then we'll get into the buy and sell, but I want to show you guys this one too. Now check this out. This is, if you ain't seen this is Disney.
An inviting home for less at the Living Spaces Winter Savings Event.
I'm going to show y'all this. All right. This is the movie Hercules. Now watch this. Y'all seen that? Y'all seen that? Let me go back a little bit. Look at the nose. Look at the nose of the Lion King. Why they draw this in here? And it was actually one clip that it was a dude that used to draw for Disney, and he was literally going and exposing it. You know, he was a whistleblower. Disney wanted him to draw naked women and dicks or penises all in the cartoons. What's this? I couldn't find that clip, but I'm gonna show you guys this one. Why are they putting this stuff? Because it's the mother of all harlots. The name of this great whore is the mother of all fornication. Trying to put this mark in your mind to program you sexually and fornication wise to go against the creator. This is why a lot of our people are in fornication and hypersexualization of our children. Y'all see it? I already see it. Look at the shoulder of Minnie Mouse. But watch this. Lifting up her dress, provocative.
Leave me alone.
So how's our little Bo doing? Come on, good. Can you just take off down? Can you on good? Can you just take off on good? Can you just take off on good? Can you just take off?
Naked went wild. You can literally look this stuff up. Now the question would be, why are they putting this in children's shows? Because they understand that you are literally, let me stop sharing this. They understand that you are literally being deceived by the images that you watch mentally. You know, this stuff is deep, man. This stuff is deep.
Like they understand your subconscious gonna pick it up. We may not pick it up first glance, but the subconscious gonna pick it up, and then it may interact with your daily thoughts throughout the day.
That's the whole point. It's your subconscious mind. It's programming you. You know, so you don't even know you're receiving the mark by your actions by the next generation that is wicked as hell. I'm talking about straight wicked as hell, and it's because of the programming that the great whore deceived us with. Now let's get Revelations 13 and 17 real quick. Let's get to the buy nor sell.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Now, a lot of people get caught up with this one. What does it mean? It says neither buy nor sell. Neither buy nor sell. Now let's go from there and give me Revelations 18 and let's read verse 2.
Revelations 18 and 2. And he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
every unclean and hateful bird. This is where this place. This is where this is what this place is. Absolutely, Bruce. I truly hate this world because everything in this world is complete wickedness. Everything in this world is complete wickedness. All right. Everything in this world is complete straight wickedness. So watch this. It says, has become the habitations of every foul spirit and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, wickedness, right? Read verse 3.
Verse 3. For all nations have drunk for fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Now, it says that the merchants of the earth are waxed rich with the abundance, right? It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornications, because her name is fornication, right? Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots, right? It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. So that means that the king of the earth are with her in this fornication. And it says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. All right. So the merchants are going to rich. So this is a global phenomenon. That means that this beast is going to encourage and infuse wickedness all over the world. How do they do that? They do that by just spreading their democracy. Democracy. What is democracy? What is one of the root words in democracy? Demonocracy. Demon. Democracy. Democracy allows you to do what? Have freedom of speech, have freedom of religion, have freedom to be homosexual, have freedom to be everything. That's what democracy means. Now let's get a couple of definitions. I'm going to show you how if you don't accept the democracy, right, or the fornications of this beast, what this beast would do to you. This is some things that you can look up. Financially, America is the biggest merchant place in the world. All right, watch this. So let's look this up.
Tariff.
Do y'all homework.
Tariff.
It's a tariff. Now, what is a tariff? All right, a tariff, zoom in, is a tax or duty to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports. So a tariff, now I'm going to deal globally, and then I'm going to come back and deal with it nationwide. So globally, if you don't do what America wants you to do, you could go into what it is as it's called a tariff. Now, a tariff is this. It's taxes to be paid with imports. America is the biggest import-export country in the world. It is the biggest import-export country in the world. And if you don't do what America wants you to do, they can do a tax on you. And this is what it is. I'm going to show y'all. Now, this is a video that this is recent. This happened. This video came out 2 days ago or a day ago. All right. This was the first of this month. You see the year right there, 12/01/2021. It's going to give you an example. It says new U.S. tariff on French wine, all right, and cognac come into force. So the U.S. taxed the European nations on their export and import and exports on wine. And I'm going to show you, this is another war tactic that they do. And then we're going to get into another word, which is called embargo. Embargo, we'll get into that, but I want to play this video. So this is called a tariff. You don't listen or do something that America wants you to do. They can do this to the countries to cause their money to be hit when they come and do business and try to make money with America. Everybody comes to America to make money. They see America as a cash cow. We don't see America like that because we were slaves. They enslaved us. So we don't see America like that. But the other nations are rich with the delicacies of this beast. But they have to accept the fornications of this beast. We're going to get into that. Now watch this.
Turning up the heat on a feud that has been simmering for nearly 17 years. The United States is hitting more European products with tariffs. Aircraft components like fuselage and wing parts are now on the list, subject to a 15% levy. French aviation giant Airbus has said that these tariffs are counterproductive in every way, as they will hit its factory in Alabama that uses imported parts. The European wine industry is also facing more pain. Washington's 25% punitive duty now includes all non-sparkling wines, even those over 14% proof, as well as cognacs and some other brandies. The existing tariffs brought in October are already blamed for a €700 million drop in sales.
700 million euro drop in sales because America put a tax on them, a tariff on them. He said, oh yeah, mess with me if you want to. Oh yeah, all the import exports you bring in here, all them foreign, I'm driving a foreign whip. I got a foreign whip with a foreign chick, all the rappers talking about foreign this, foreign that. Oh yeah, you gonna stop bringing these foreign whips here. Oh yeah, you gonna stop bringing that wine here. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna make no money. Keep it up. I'm gonna put a tariff on you. But the tariff is not even the worst part. Watch this, read.
Stakes are high as the US is the largest export market for the EU's winemakers. Nearly half of French cognac is destined for the United States. According to the French Wine and Spirits Export Federation, these new tariffs will lead to a further €300 million of lost sales.
You see that? So all that good Hennessy y'all like, all that fine wine y'all like, that all is exported. That all comes from other countries. All of that comes from other countries. I said, brother laughing, I did say read. But all of that comes from other countries. And I'm going to show you what happens if you don't, like if you push America the wrong way, all they got to do is shut your import exports out into the country. You lose all your money. This is how countries are rich with the delicacies of this beast. And if you don't go inside with what the beast wants you to do, they can hit you with a tax. But that's not the worst thing they can do to you. But watch this.
The coronavirus has already hit the aviation and hospitality industries hard. Both sides are hoping for a resolution. This dispute will be one of the tests of relations between Washington and Brussels under President Biden, though they will also have to face the contentious issue of tariffs raised as a result of France's digital tax. Turning up.
You see that? So this is literally showing you that America, if they wanted to, they can cut import exports out, meaning they're not going to do no business. Or that's embargo. Before we get to embargo, we're gonna talk about just the tariffs. The tariffs is I can tax you. I can put an unnecessary tax. So now you losing money because I'm taxing you for wanting to do business inside of my nation. And everybody wants to do business. That's why right now America has the top currency right now. One of the top currencies. Everybody wants the US dollar. Everybody wants the US dollar. All right. So that's called a tariff. Do your research on that. America can do this to any and every country that does import exports business with the country. You understand? Now watch this. Now let's get this. Embargo. What is this? This is something that they did to Cuba. All right. It says an official ban on trade or other commercial. What you say?
Brother said not the Henny.
Oh yeah, not the any con. Yeah. America can shut all that down if they want to. Embargo, an official ban on trade or other commercial activity with a particular country. All right. Impose an official ban on trade or a country or commodity. So embargo is what America can do to you if you don't want to bow down to the beast. All right. And what countries does America have? Has America embargoed? If you look it up, Syria has been embargoed, Cuba, Venezuela, any country that gets out of line, America can completely shut you down. Now let's deal with Cuba. Now watch this. Why does the US still have an embargo on Cuba? Meaning that it's no trade, import, exports. Cuba cannot do any business, meaning their government can be weakened because of their economy is not as strong. America's economy is one of the strongest economies. So now they can tell you, well, you ain't doing no business. You ain't making no money. Oh, you want to do that? And this is why. The stated purpose of the Cuban Democracy Act of 1992 is to maintain sanctions on Cuba as long as the Cuban government refuses to move towards democratization and greater respect for human rights. Now, America said we're going to cut off Cuba because they don't want to accept our democracy, right? And respect human rights. But really what that democracy does is allow you to be homosexual. That democracy allows you to do whatever you want in wickedness. So they're trying to spread their democracy all over the world. It says the United States has threatened to stop financial aid to other countries if they trade non-food items with Cuba. Look at this. In 1992, the United States said if anybody helps and aids Cuba, because Cuba don't want to get down with our democracy, which is to spread wickedness. That's why a lot of African states don't want to do and deal with the democracy of America. And they're like third world countries. They're not as rich, right? Because America can shut you down. It says, and not only did they stop Cuba from making money, they also threatened anybody else, any other countries that aided Cuba. They said they're going to stop financial aid to the other countries. So now when you deal with wickedness, if any country or nation does not want to get down with what America's getting down with, they can literally do a tariff on you, or they can do a full complete embargo on you. Don't believe the hype that all nations is war. No, they're all in cahoots. All of that war and stuff, the rumors of war, the scripture says that these are rumors of war. These are rumors. They put, let's get that real quick.
The rumors of war?
Yep, give me that. Give me that. So this is how they can stop your money. This is how they can stop countries and nations from buying or selling. And we're going to get how they can stop you from buying or selling. Go ahead, get that out.
This book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
So this is a global thing. So you're going to hear wars and all of that. But a lot of these wars, I want y'all to look up this dude. A lot of these wars are set up. All right. All right. Look him up. Albert Pike. Where is his name at? Here he is right here. I want y'all to look him up. Albert Pike. All right, look him up. It's famously quoted in a letter he wrote, right, to the Giuseppe Manzina, detailing the 3 world wars. So if you look into Albert Pike, all of the 2 world wars that we didn't have in America, Albert Pike wrote about them in 1971. Research this. All of these wars that we haven't is all set up in a plan, in a plot from the world control, right? Because even when the stock markets crashed and all of that, that was all done purposely. All of that was done purposely to gain more control. So when you hear of these wars, so I want y'all to look up Albert Pike. Albert Pike goes into how the wars, all of that was planned. And this was, he wrote a letter detailing the 3 world wars that we're supposed to have. Well, we had 2 already. He's supposed to have a 3rd one. And the 3rd one he talks about is supposed to be with Iran. So, and he goes into detail why these wars will happen. So look up Albert Pike. But a lot of these wars that y'all hear about, all of this stuff is done strategically. Like all the Democrat Republicans, that's foolishness. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. That's why Trump said it's gonna be a rumor of war. A rumor of war. Watch this. Let's go real quick. Give me Matthew 22 and give me Matthew 12 and 22. Matthew 12 and 22. So if they want it, if a country get out of hand, they can do a tariff on that country, which means a high taxation to do business, import, exports that they have coming into our country or leaving. Or they can do a complete embargo, which means to cut off all financial aid, all commercial activity, anything that's dealing with making money. They can cut it off if you don't go. And the reason why is because that we're having all these wars is because of democracy. They hide their wickedness under democracy. All right. So read that when you got it, Doc. You got it?
Come.
Read that.
Matthew 12 and 22, right?
Yeah, read that.
This book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 22. Then was brought unto him one possessed with a devil, blind and dumb, and he had healed him, in so much that the blind and dumb both spoke and saw. And all the people were amazed and said, "Is not this the son of David?" But when the Pharisees heard,
skip to verse 25.
Verse 25, and Christ knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And
how is America? The scripture says every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. How can how can you have a strong country like America and it's divided in itself? Got you thinking Democrats and Republicans, and they all working together. They all working together. All of them is working together. So when you ask about how can you keep somebody not buying nor selling with philosophies, that's easy. Get on America's bad side. What they gonna do?
They're like the 50s didn't exist. Whites only, no colors allowed. Right.
Right.
Even when
Right.
you know, some of the white people, you know, they'll call them nigger lovers, and they'll tell them that they money not good here. So that could easily come back. Like, oh, y'all get down with the Most High. Y'all money not good here. You know.
Absolutely. Now I'm gonna show you how this can happen in the nation, within the nation. Let's go to First Maccabees. Because America's an extension of what?
Of Greece.
Of Rome.
Rome, yeah.
America's an extension of Rome. Rome is an extension of who? Greece. So Greece, then the Romans, well, not necessarily an extension, but the Romans came into power after the Greeks, and they learned something from the Greeks. The Greeks ruled with an iron fist. The Romans, if you go into the history, I love history, the Greeks style of rulership was with an iron fist. The Roman style of rulership, they had an iron fist, but they were more lenient to get the people to believe that they were a part of the society. America learned from both of those beasts, both of those European countries, and now America got you thinking that you're an American, so you don't want to rebel. They, instead of forcing you to not circumcise your child, instead of forcing you to not keep the Sabbath, instead of forcing you to do fornication, they entice you with it. You understand? They entice you with it. Now I'm gonna show you this. So let's get that, and let's go to First Maccabees. Matter of fact, before we get that, go to Nothing New Under the Sun. Give me Job. You know what I want? Give me Job. Before we read this, give me Job.
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, excuse me, Ecclesiastes. Yeah. You got to read that. You got it? I can pull it up for you. So,
I know I think it's in 12.
It's Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
1 and 9, yeah.
Yep.
12. This book, Ecclesiastes, is chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that have been, it is that which shall be.
Right. So now you can see that this was implemented, right? Everybody act like it's hard for the white man to stop you from doing any business or prospering in his kingdom if you don't get down with what he wants you to get down with. Because he's did it before. Has he not done it before?
Oh.
Let's go to First Maccabees. And let's read verse 41. Y'all act like the white man can't do it no other way without the chip. The white man did it before without a chip, didn't he? We gonna see.
First Maccabees 1 and 41.
Yep.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws.
Mm-hmm.
So all the heathen agree according to the commandments of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Uh-huh.
They sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Read.
For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem in the cities of Judah, that they shall follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and they shall profane the Sabbath and the feast days.
What's stopping the white man right now from saying, "Hey, yeah, that Sabbath? Nobody can go to church on the Sabbath anymore." Matter of fact, we gonna do a new law. What's stopping America right now from saying we gonna do a new law? Everybody got to go to church on the same day. Who gonna stop them? Who gonna stop them? And if you don't go to church on the same day, we gonna anarch all y'all. We gonna kill whoever don't want to do it. That sound more like a mark of the beast to me. That sounds like more of reality to me, as I can see in the history. What's stopping him right now from saying, "Oh, you an Israelite? How you gonna work? How you gonna work? How you gonna feed your kids if they saying you got to get down with this or you got to die? How you gonna? What? It's not hard for him to keep you from buying or selling. You can see he doing it international with his tariffs and his embargo, and he can do it by saying, "Hey, from now on, America is moving this way." And if you don't want to move that way, then you going. Let's read. Let's keep reading. Read. What did he say?
And polluted the sanctuary and the holy people, set up altars and graves and chapels of idols, and sacrificed swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanity. To the end, they might forget the law and change all the ordinance.
So stop right there. So what's stopping America right now from saying, "Oh, okay, if you don't change and go to the ways of what we doing, how you gonna buy or sell? You gonna be trying to run for your life. How you gonna go to work the next morning? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's the Israelite right there. There it is right there.
God.
That's it. How you gonna go to work? You gonna go to work? I gotta go to work the next morning, but they killing you in the street. They kill you. They did it before, and it's gonna happen again like that. So yeah. How you gonna look? It ain't hard to understand that concept. That's easy. That's light work. This his kingdom right now. He can stop us right now and try to stop us from worshiping on the Sabbath right now, or from getting your child circumcised. And guess what he about to start doing? Watch this. He already putting these laws in effect.
Oh, that law already going into effect, man. They be
Yeah.
talking about that now.
They talking about that now. Let me read. Let me see. Watch this. Here it is, right here. Let's get this one right here. All right. Circumcision. Here it is right here. Look at this. They entertaining with this idea. Is infant male circumcision an abuse of the rights of the child? This is a .gov, by the way. This is a .gov. This is a .gov website. All right. They're literally, this was in 2007, December 8th. If you look into this, we're not gonna read all of this. Here it is right here. See, male genital mutilation. Here it is. I'm reading down here. Male genital mutilation is not a risk-free procedure. There are potential aesthetic risk and short-term risk of bleeding and infection associated with any surgical procedure. So when you read upon this, just look it up. Look up male circumcision, legal or illegal. They trying to fight for this to be child abuse, to circumcise your child. Don't that sound familiar? Read First Maccabees 1 and 48 again.
Verse 48, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all.
There you go. Look at that. They trying to already outlaw you circumcising your child. So now if you circumcise your child, now if the doctor's not circumcising our children, how the hell we gonna circumcise our kids? Now we gotta circumcise our kids in our own homes, and then they're gonna say that's abuse, and you can take your child. You understand? So now you circumcise your child, and the doc and it's prohibited in America. What you gonna do? How we gonna do it? We gonna go to the doc? What we gonna do? Somebody said, so there's no way there could be a physical mark. If you listen to what I said earlier, I don't think the mark is physical. But even if there is a physical mark, let's go back to Revelations real quick. And let's get 17 again. Let me sum up the matter for you. Revelations, no, actually 13 and 16 again. No, actually 17. Let's get to the point.
You said 17?
Start at 17.
13 and 17?
Yep.
All right, come on.
Revelation
chapter 13, verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Now it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save, and I just went through how you cannot buy nor sell in the spiritual aspect, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast. So now it's saying you can either, let's say if the mark was physical. Let's say if the mark was physical, Spencer. Let's say that. It says the mark, the physical mark, or, so it's giving you a choice. It's saying, or the name of the beast, right? So you can either take the physical mark, or you could take the name of the beast, or you can take the number of his name, which is 666. So now it's giving you a discrepancy there. It's telling you can take either or. You don't have to just take a physical representation. You could take the name. Now, what is his name? Let's go to Revelation 17 and 5.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
So the name is Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So now you can either take a physical, let's say you believe in a physical mark. You can either take a physical mark, or you can take the name, or you can take the 666, either or. What I'm trying to bring awareness to y'all is don't get caught up on such a physical representation that you forget the spiritual aspect of fornication that is also referenced as being a part of the mark of the beast. We so worried about the physical mark that we forgetting to clean our spirits. So either way, we not taking no one. Either way, we ain't taking no one. Either way, we good on all sides.
God, never trust our enemies.
Never trust our enemy. So if it is a physical thing, we still ain't gonna take it. But we understand the spiritual aspect of the mark of the beast. Brothers can't just say it's not spiritual at all. Brothers just can't say it's only physical, because that's not scriptural. That's not true. That's not true.
Con, we know everything that's physical got a spiritual aspect anyway.
Con. All right. So now let's do this. If your spirit is right, you're not gonna take the mark of the beast anyway. I'm gonna say it again. If your spirit is right, you're not gonna take a physical representation of the mark anyway. But I don't necessarily believe it's a chip. I believe it's the ideologies and the philosophies of wickedness that causes you to go off. And as we brought out in previous scriptures, how they indoctrinate and social engineer the next generation to be completely wicked, as we read in that Romans 1.
Can you want to bring out what the sister said? Talk about the circumcision.
Go ahead.
Well, the sister said that she thought we didn't have to get circumcised so more, but the heart, you know, she was talking about Paul, but we still got to get circumcised, right? What Paul was just going into is like, don't be an outwardly Jew, you know, don't just because you're the son of Abraham, don't be boasting in yourself, you know, you still got to be that Jew in here, you know, that's what that's going into, you know, and that's quoted in the Old Testament anyway, Deuteronomy. So the circumcision of the heart always been around.
Calm. He said, he talking about the vaccine. Look, bro, regardless of a vaccine, we ain't got to worry about it because we righteous. We ain't taking nothing from Esau.
Never trust our enemies, man.
What we trying to get y'all to understand is that when you get so caught up on a physical thing and you forget that Esau is deceiving the world with his philosophies. You understand? He's deceiving the world with his philosophies, casting spells on your music, on the TV shows. You understand? So you got to understand that it's more of a spiritual. You can't forget the spiritual aspect of these things.
Man, we spiritual beings, man.
So what do we do today? What did we do today? You don't just have to accept the mark. You can take either the mark or the name or the chip. I mean, it's not the chip, excuse me. The mark or the name or the 666. We prove that God has a mark, which is spiritual. We also prove that the mark can also be spiritually iniquities. We also proved that earlier. We showed you how Esau can cause the world to accept the mark through his philosophies and through the prince of the air with his television programming and things of that nature. We also show how he casts spells on the world with his music industry, with his radio, with his everything that he does with his entertainment, his Hollywood. And we show how you cannot buy nor sell without a physical representation of a mark. We showed that all preset. All preset. All he got to do is say, we doing it this way, we worshiping this way, and no one can fight against him. And if you do, you're either gonna be put to death or you're gonna be ostracized. You can't start a business. You got to sign all these. Even right now with 501c3s and all of that, he make you do those. If you get a 501c3, there's certain things you can't even talk about. You get a 501c3, you can't even talk about homosexuality. You see? So by his laws and his rules, now what's stopping him from saying, oh yeah, we're gonna stop all these Israelites, we're gonna get them off the corner? I mean, the Most High at the end of the day, but it's gonna come a time where the pressure is gonna be on. How you think you're gonna go to work and you wearing fringes, got your beard, your commandments? You can't keep your look, they gonna already know you. You understand? They already making laws, you can't circumcise, none of that. You understand? So that was it, man. You got anything else to add?
No, man, I just hope brothers and sisters took heed to the lesson, take heed to the lesson, bringing out the spiritual aspect, right? Because, some brothers and sisters, some brothers accepted the mark in their heart already. Like the brother said in the comments, Cain accepted the mark. When he hated his brother first in his heart, right? He meditated on it, right? Then he took forth the action, right? So, the brothers already accept the mark in their heart spiritually. So you got to be aware of that, man. So we don't be deceived to Satan's tricks. That's why throughout the New Testament, it always tell you, be not deceived. Because we're going to be deceived, man. That's the only way he's going to get us. He ain't going to give us something that's we're going to be aware of. We can prepare for the mark. Oh, mark come. Oh, I know I ain't going to take it. We can prepare for that. Like my brother's saying, that's too easy, right? There's a lot of people that's going to deny the mark just because they already don't trust the government. So all that takes on is I don't trust the government, right? So you got to take heed, man. Study your self-approval as well.
Absolutely. Satan is he's more subtle than any field, any animal in the field. He gonna be secret. He ain't gonna come out outright. I got a chip coming and I want y'all to take it.
Come on, man. That's too
obvious to me. That's too obvious. But even still, you're still not gonna take it. But still, like just focusing all on that, saying that's it. That's too obvious for me. Man, Satan is doing it in a subtle way. He's getting your heart. Because watch this. If anybody that takes the mark is wicked, right? The wicked have to take the mark, or can the wicked deny the mark of the beast? That's a question.
Even that, like we know there's many antichrists, but we also know there's one antichrist that will come. It's the same thing like with the mark. Spiritual antichrist, just like it's gonna be a real antichrist. The mark is spiritual. It may be. If you want to say it's the chip, it may be the physical aspect, but that spiritual is more nail in the coffin. Like, that's something that could really, all people could get, something the ways and the philosophy, drunk off the wine of Babylon, as the scriptures say.
And any nation that don't want to heed to her, I'm going to hit a tax on them and I'm going to hit a embargo on them. I'm going to stop all their money. Or I'm a persecute all those that don't want to in my nation. All I got to do is look at the history of the Greeks with the Maccabees. It's gonna be the same thing. Go to Matthew 7:21. I want to make this point too. Sister, she asking for you. That.
Not me, Aki.
Yeah, we married to the Lord, sis. Get you married to the Lord.
Man.
Go to Matthew 7 and 21.
The book of Matthew, chapter
Yeah,
7.
somebody said, hold on. My boy Shalaman said, plenty conscious cast is against the chip too. They won't be saved either because it's spiritual. Absolutely. How the hell you conscious, you polite and inside net all these cats that's conscious, they like going against the chip too. They might be going against it in a different way that you going against it. But how, when the scripture says the wicked is going to accept this? How can if the wicked is going to accept it, how can the wicked deny it? Watch, read.
Matthew 7 and 21. Not everyone that said unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Read.
Many will say unto me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in our name?
Lord, wait, hold on. Wasn't I street teaching? Wait, Lord, hold on. Wasn't I going out and ministering in your name, Yahweh Shai Mashiach? Lord, hold on. He gonna say what? Read.
In our name cast out devils.
Uh-huh.
And in our name done many wonderful works.
Uh-huh.
And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you.
He said, I never knew you. Now, it's safe to say these are people that gonna have the mark. Because on that great day, what's gonna happen? Everybody, let's go to Revelations 19 and verse 20.
That's funny.
You said what?
Revelations 19 and 20. So now we see people that think that they have Christ in their heart are accepting the mark. And what's going to happen to those people? He's going to say, get away from me. I never knew you. And what's going to happen to them? This is a direct precept. Revelations 19:20. Read.
Revelations 19 and 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him.
So now that's the beast and the false prophet that wrought miracles, right? All of them, right? And who else? Read.
With which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast.
He had deceived. We not deceived with the mark, with the chip, but he said have deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. Read.
And them that worship his image.
Uh-huh.
These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone.
Now, didn't we just read in Matthew? They were deceived because they thought they was with God the whole time. Didn't they think they was with God the whole time? But they were deceived. They had the mark and didn't even know it and was thrown in a lake of fire. It's a spiritual situation. You gotta get your spirit right. So if you're gonna not take the chip, that's cool, because we not for that. We ain't for no vaccine, none of that. We ain't doing none of that. None of my kids, nobody, we ain't vaccinated, none of that. But don't forget the spiritual. Don't be so focused on that when you lose sight that it's a spiritual thing. All right? It's a spiritual thing. So with that, I hope everybody was edified. Man. So I just want to give us perspective on that spiritual, because the whole world is looking for the chip. Everybody talking about the chip. Everybody talking about the chip. The chip is coming. The chip. Oh, chip. Now they doing the chip here. I ain't even seen it yet. I ain't met nobody with a chip yet. I mean, we all got it on our credit cards, debit cards, phones. But as far as I haven't seen it yet. And if it do happen, we ain't gonna take that either. But get your spirit right. And get your spirit right.
I said, if the chip is sin, we all doomed for it. That brother can speak for himself, man. He probably got some problems he still need to overcome. That's why he thinking like that, man.
What'd he say?
The brother said, if the chip is sin, we all doomed for it.
Oh, nah. Yeah, that's why I brought out the righteous shall scarcely be saved. The righteous shall scarcely be saved. We was all doomed before Christ came. But the mark of the beast is something more cynical. It's more, your mind is more gone. Understand? Your mind is more gone. Meaning there's no hope for you. That's why we read that Romans 1. All right. So we proved that the mark can be spiritual. We prove and show how the no buying, no selling could go down. We did all of that. We pulled out scriptures. Understand? So with that, we want to say all praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shai. And you know, all praises. I hope everybody was edified. Anybody got questions? Email us, believers of the way, 144,000@gmail.com. We'll take all your questions. All right. Shalom, family. Shalom.